let's see if there's anything else I wanted to talk to you about. Nope, that was basically what I wanted to do. But I wanted to bring you into my process more. That's what this is really about. And like I have this a painting. This is an older painting that I want to do, and I never have the time to do it. And I'm thinking I can open that up to my membership. I can be here. I can show you how I can do it, the whole lengthy process. And if you want to join me, then you can. And then you'll get the unedited version. Or you can always wait, and then you can go into a course or whatever. But I want to be able to share with you the process. So that is something that's down the road. And then this is what we did a couple days ago, which I thought was just amazing. And this is Rappender's photograph. And what happened was she was working on a painting here, or actually that's a photograph. I'm trying to make this a little cleaner for you. She was working on a photograph, and this was her painting in progress. And also don't worry that with a webcam it's going to be a little blurry, and then I'm always filming it. I'm trying to always remember to film it with a better camera so it's cleaner and clearer. So anyway, so this was what she had, and what I wanted to be able to do is show her how to go a little deeper. And you know, if you've been in my courses, you know that I've got the tools that I can kind of give her an idea. And then what I did is I came back in and I showed her where I would go with the shadows to make it have more depth. And so you can see the difference, because that is what I printed out. And that is what I ended up doing. Now, how this would work out beautifully is if you end up having another painting that you just don't know what you want to do with the background or anything else, you can go ahead and do this. Now, of course, because it's going to have the ink on there from the painting, it might react a little differently, but it's going to give you a good idea. Now, even if with this one, what I could do is go a little darker in there. You know, I can still continue to work on it if I wanted, but I thought that was it was inspiring to me, and if it's inspiring to me, it might be inspiring to you. I was just thrilled. I just can't tell you how excited I was. So anyway, that is one thing. And then I've got my painting that we're going to do. And I didn't choose colors ahead of time because I wanted to bring you through the entire process of what I would be thinking about, how, let's see, I wanted to bring you through all of that and the colors I'd be choosing, all that. The other thing about having a membership, so I can get this off my table here, now these are some of my earlier paintings, and I can't even remember which way they go. And so this is while I was developing, I guess the shadow would go that way, I don't know. But what I want to do is maybe, like if I find something and do some problem solving, or if I'm inspired to do that, then be able to invite you in. And that is, again, what the membership's about. Like even if I look at this one, I think I could do a little more in the background, but this was broken down in a way that I had to think about how can this would be going for a workshop. And I thought, how could I break this down into the simplest form for everybody to be able to accomplish what I want them to accomplish within that period of time. Okay, now this one here, so you could tell I lost interest. And I was doing things individually, and I would approach this differently now. So maybe in the future we will. And let's see. Okay, this was obviously an iris painting. Let's take a look at it in progress. Now I have a tendency when it comes, like I am a little bit off track here, but I just, while I'm thinking about it, I want to show this to you. So when I do purples, I'm not really fond of painting a lot of purples. I lose interest. And part of it is because the color doesn't excite me. It ends up, it tones me down a little bit. It it just doesn't do it for me. For a little while I'm okay. But anyway, I can see that I got darker here, the blues, and I'm thinking if I did this now, I might go in with cleaner colors. This is an 140-pound paper. And I'm thinking, how would I approach this differently now? Which we may do in one of the meetings, so you get an idea. And this one's okay, I can develop this more. Looking at it now, I think I would choose different purples and perk it up and just do some different things. And this painting I've had for a very long time, and I've never gotten very far on it just because it doesn't excite me. And with this here, this is some masking. I don't know how many years this has been on here. And it still can come off, so it really depends on how that's been taken care of. Now, when I look at this on the screen, I don't think it's that bad, but it doesn't make me excited, and that's what I'm looking for. But what I could do if I wanted, I could revisit this, and when I'm looking at this, I might glaze over some areas, I might add more details, and again, this would be all some things that I'd be thinking about in our meetings. I can't do that in our in the pop-up meetings. I can't do that when we have a focused agenda in the courses. And here, I ended up, this is when I first started figuring out how to lift the color, like with that magic eraser, and this was all getting overworked, and I thought, this looks terrible. I didn't have that luminous look that I'm looking for, but since then, I figured out how I would do it. And I mentioned this, I think, in the last meeting. I would go ahead, put more water over things, I would lift the color out, I would unify it again, and then work on it. So maybe eventually we'll get to this too.